Howdy Earpers, I'm back. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. We're talking about episode 11, Gone as Girl Can Get, and we're almost at the finale. Oh my gosh, stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody! Wow, that was really high.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's my enthusiasm. Oh, we got the lights. There we go. It's that kind of party. So we're talking about episode 11, Gone as Girl Can Get, which I can't believe the finale is next week. I was
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes. I'm so happy to be back.
Welcome back!
Yay! I went abroad. I went to Germany, Norway, and London and UK because I also went to the Doctor Who experience. Woohoo! And a quick shout out to Earp Sister. It's Hannah, the fourth Earp sister on Twitter. We helped organize, and we had a UK Earper meetup in London, which was awesome. So fun, and everybody there was super nice. And we had donuts, and we didn't have whiskey, but we had cider, so that was good.
Same thing. Same thing.
Yes, same thing. So if you didn't know, my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane, and I'm here with my lovely ladies.
Hello, I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
And Yael doesn't like my donuts.
Yael doesn't eat dessert foods.
I brought donuts.
I will eat a donut.
Thanks.
I will.
Sorry.
She's gonna eat it during the show, maybe. My name is Amber Plaster. You guys, you don't have to.
Do it. Do it.
She's reaching for. My name is Amber Plaster. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Amber Plaster. No, you're not seeing things. My hair is blue now.
Woohoo!
So you don't match is really what
Yeah,
it is.
we don't match anymore.
We don't match anymore.
It's okay.
I can't tell you guys why my hair is blue, but it is for a good reason, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys.
Yay. And we have our fourth member up in the sky in a way.
She's
In the
behind.
booth?
I am the voice of God in this
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, I am Alexis Torres, who's been definitely MIA for like a month. You guys can find me all
Not like
over.
you had a good reason
No,
or
no,
anything.
I'm just having a barbecue. You know, it's the usual stuff in the park.
Yeah.
You can find me all over social media at atorres890. And yes, for people who've been asking, I will be keeping my Twitter name the same.
Cool.
Well,
Good.
for those of you who don't know, Alexis got married.
I did. I did get married.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Her photos
But
are
I'm.
adorbs.
You can definitely see all the crap
Yes.
on my
Oh my
Instagram.
God, the dress.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Everything.
Y'all got to see it up close.
I did.
But definitely want to talk about it because I'm caught up on Wynonna Earp, and I want to talk about this episode.
Yes. So right at the beginning, we start with complete chaos, and you're like, wait, what is going on? We have Doc kind of, he remembers, because at first I'm like, wait, what? I need more grounded information. And then he's looking for the ring, but then we're like, oh, it's an alternate world. Okay, because he's saying it. But were you guys still wondering?
No, I thought it was pretty clear Wynonna was erased at the end of last episode, and when Waverly was back in her shorties shirt and was screaming and then was like, I don't remember, like I don't know what I was screaming about. That's when I went, oh yes, alternate timeline. Yes, we need a Barry Allen style chart where he just breaks off the timeline and explains it for anyone who watches
Is it weird
Flash.
that I really wanted to see Barry running around and be like, oh no, you've messed it up again, Barry?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm with you, girl.
I was pretty clear that it was an alternate universe, but I really enjoyed. I want to find who directed it and wrote this episode in particular because it was so much information
You
crammed.
have Google.
Well, I will. But while I was watching, I was like, who wrote this? Who did this? Who did, like, as every, like, bit of information came in, then we saw Rosita, and we kept seeing these, and I was like, who did this? Like, it just was so much, and it was so beautifully done, and I really enjoyed that when we were in the alternate universe, the camera angle was always very low. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I did
and
not.
then even when they did the spinning with the stone, the blacksmith, we went above. When they recognized each other and remember they were in love, and then we went back down below the eye line.
You mean with the Iron Witch?
Yeah, with the Iron Witch,
Iron Witch.
pretending
Yes.
to be
Yes.
Not the blacksmith.
not the blacksmith. That
'Cause
whole
she's still dead.
spell situation.
I love that reveal where she's like, this was supposed to fix things.
Oh, yeah, I love that she's upset because you're like, well, this didn't make it what you wanted.
Especially because, like, girl, you've been sitting there complaining all day. Like, from what we saw, it looked like she'd been literally sitting there all day complaining.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to be like, you did this. You probably could think of how to solve it. Go find Waverly. Like, what is wrong with you?
She was too mopey about it.
I know.
She's like, I'm done. You mentioned Rosita. since I didn't get to talk about her fun reveal, who got scared when she like when she got first possibly dead? I got really nervous.
I was saying that because we'd had her on the week before, I assumed she was dead. And then when she wasn't, I was like, yay! Wait, she didn't tell us.
Well, I was like, she's at Comic-Con. She can't have that small of a role.
Right.
But I had to pause, like, literally the moment before that reveal and then come back to it. And I was like, oh, I should have watched for, like, 30 more seconds because then it's like, surprise, I'm back. Yeah. And I'm just loving her character more and more as we're, like, seeing her.
Yeah, and this episode was so nice to see her and who she would have been. Kind of a prisoner, which sucks. But
yeah, interesting.
I think one of the other great things about this alternate timeline was when they started to figure out that things weren't right.
Yes.
The questions that they were asking each other was, do you remember how you got here? And I appreciate that because we last week were predicting about, like, if Wynonna never came to town, would Rosita be working at the bar? Like, would she be part of our story? Would Jeremy be there? There were all these questions that we were like, if this happened, then what's this? And I like the way that they went, we're not going to solve that. We're not going to try to figure that out. We're just going to not remember how we got here and then realize something's wrong. And I think that's a great way to deal with this sort of alternate timeline rather than like, well, if this never happened, then this never happened, because it gets too confusing.
Yeah. Well, then it was nice because they broke it down. It wasn't the same question every time because it was like, what'd you eat for breakfast? Like they don't know.
How did you get to town?
Yeah.
When did you start working for Black Badge?
Yeah. And then it was nice to get that reveal and then the final development of the storyline because I know apparently there was a big, since I wasn't live watching, there was a big upset about Nicole and Waverly's relationship being, some people are very like mad of them not saying I love you back or I don't know.
Oh, really? Everything I saw online
at our meetup, they were telling me how people were freaking out in the fandom.
All I saw in Twitter world was people so excited that it doesn't matter what timeline it is, they're soulmates.
Oh, I like that.
And I think that if you're upset that somebody didn't say I love you back, keep in mind that in whatever timeline, they'll find each other.
Yes. I like this comment in the chat. Jay Snowden said, I love when Wave slow motion walks into the station. Nicole puts her lipstick on right before. That was super cute. She's like, look at the clock. I'm like, what is she waiting for? And then, like,
oh, I didn't know why she came in every day at 12, but I knew that she was coming in.
Yep, I knew that she was going to be showing up. Shout out to B Daily for letting us know the name of the writer and the director. It is Paolo Barzman directed this episode, and it was written by Alex Zaroni, and I am going to stalk them now because that was some brilliant stuff.
Someone made a question of why Bobo remembered, and just clarifying, anybody who was demonic could remember, right? It's only humans that couldn't?
Rosita didn't remember.
That's true.
So, like, I think they even said that, and I went, but Rosita. I think it was because...
I have a theory.
Yes.
Bobo wasn't above ground when that spell was cast.
He was still half buried?
Rosita was.
So
she was affected by the spell that she put on Earth. Bobo came back to life because if Wynonna wasn't around, he wouldn't have been in the ground.
But he came back after she died her like
2 episodes ago.
Something seconds.
That's true.
I think maybe if only because he met them outside of his normal timeline in a way. Because he met like Wynonna through the Vision Quest. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Sure.
Which that was an awesome reveal, by the way. I was so excited on that. I love that his character's back because I was liking his character more as the show progressed as well.
So we were talking about this earlier.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it out loud.
Go for it.
I don't know what's gotten into me this season, but I'm really liking Bobo this season.
Right?
I don't know what happened, what changed.
Same, Yael, I'm with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Something
it's
about
weird.
him. I'm like, oh.
But I also liked we got to see the kind of like the backstory of how Bobo came to be. So I think that also helped. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah. I was always into Bobo, and I really enjoyed his kind of like psychotic snarling this last episode, and was super into it. So
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you for that. His character just has had better development as it went on because he was like interesting at first, and now you're like, that's why he loves Waverly so much. It makes way more sense instead of just being some creepy stalker person.
Yeah.
Because
before that's what it is.
Yeah, because before I almost was like, is he her father? You know, because she didn't know, and how he treats her is more like protecting.
I thought it was Stockholm syndrome. for the longest time.
Right? But now it's...
But now it's... She's really in control of him. You saw her. She was like, no, you're going to do this. And he was like, nah. And like, he was like, I will do anything for you because you're divine to me. Like, it feels like larger than life.
Which is funny because his angel didn't save him or anything. It's just, she was there when he was dying.
Yeah.
But still,
in his
important.
mind, that's an angel that saved him.
Yes. But it's funny he doesn't remember that she looks a little different.
Where he was dying. That's fair though, that he was like already dying as she entered, and when he could finally see her for the first time.
Yeah.
I assume his eyes went first.
Sure. We'll go with that.
We have a few people saying that Bobo is more demonic than Rosita. I also think that the time below ground has something to do with it.
Oh, he's fresh back from hell.
He's fresh.
Sure. Maybe it's different too, how long they've been back. And just their... Well, that is interesting. Because, you know, we've kind of discussed the Revenants of how they're good or not. Like, Rosita, you know, was wrong place, wrong time is how she got in. And Bobo is also wrong place, wrong time. So, but he went bad.
Right.
So, it's interesting to see where your path led you. The dolls torturing the widow was kind of entertaining in a way.
I loved Mercedes. I don't care for Widow Mercedes. She's gross and dumb and annoying.
I'll go with dumb and the gross. I think they're doing a good job of making it look really gross.
But like, I just look at her and go, you were so great as Mercedes.
Yeah.
I don't like this. And it's clearly that's like, this actress is doing amazing, that I have such strong feelings about both versions of her. But like, I don't want this one, I want the other one. I want Mercedes back.
Yeah. Then I like Doc's line too. He says, "Is this what we are without her?" Referring to Wynonna, which was like, "Aw," right? It's like a nice little moment to say it without being too like, "This is what would happen," you know? It's sweet. And then, when we have the Nicole and Waverly moment where it's kind of like bittersweet too. I forget. I don't remember what that moment was, but I think it was one of those like
when they're talking about Waverly's wedding, which so last week we had said here that if Wynonna never came to town, then Waverly would probably still be with Champ.
I like that she's not.
Me too.
I appreciate that she's not. I just want to understand
interesting choice then.
how Perry came about.
Yeah.
Also, and I'm going to say it here and now. I'm sorry. Perry is useless with a shirt on. He should.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Yael probably thinks that this is a useless scene for him. One, because he's only in one scene. Two, he's outside and with a shirt on.
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
But I also appreciate the fact that like Nicole still had feelings for her. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm just being a cop, don't mind me. But like the fact that she put on the lipstick, and she knew that like right at 12 p.m. she was gonna come strolling or strutting in, if I may say, and was looking great. And I love that like even like the episode before, how she was wearing that really awesome like fishnet shirt and then went back into the shorties jersey. Yeah, like that was awesome. Like just getting back into that.
Even her hair made a big difference.
Oh yeah, because her hair was back up, half up, half down. And also like, can we talk about that rock though? Damn, that rock.
Ring?
Yeah, her ring looked gorgeous. Even though it was like from far away, you could tell that thing was shining.
I think as a freshly married person, you might have noticed. I was like, I don't think I really noticed.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
I was like, too busy waiting to see who it was that she was
Me too. I was like,
because I originally thought that it was going to be Jeremy.
I was worried. Me too. I really didn't want it to be Jeremy. I'm
See,
like, no.
I'm the opposite. I think it would
have been cool.
I think it would have been funny to have the two gay characters.
Together.
I guess if you go that way, but she's fluid enough, so I was fine. But Jeremy doing that to him too, and as a character, I was like, leave him gay.
If Jeremy did that, it would feel like a betrayal of his personality.
I was like, no, that's who he is. Why are you changing it? Like, we already know that she's the fluid. Or even when she's on the phone, she's like, yeah, honey, and I might be gay.
She's like, I'm gay, okay, bye.
Which is cute.
But I do think that the reason it wasn't Champ is because I think that Waverly is smart, and I think that next in the town, the best, smartest, most open, coolest dude available was Perry.
Well, do you think also maybe...
I think that was the only choice left.
Yeah. Do you think she stepped up because she wasn't living in Wynonna's shadow?
Stepped up?
Yeah, like she wasn't quite, like, she wasn't stuck with Champ and didn't settle for less. Because it wasn't... Because I think before when
that makes sense.
She was kind of in Wynonna's shadow all the time, and now she's kind of like, I'm my own person. But if that sister was never there...
Maybe.
She could have been more her own person and less, like... I'll take something.
I like to think that she would
like
have never ended up with Champ. I think that she would have broken up with him when she was like 25 or something.
Yeah. She'd be like,
Should
and
have
I'm
figured
done.
it out.
Yeah, she would have figured it out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, but I also like where your head's at, that like, because we're still looking at the, if Wynonna wasn't there, what would happen?
Yeah, exactly. Then we have, I like Doc and the Widow in the box together when they're trying to do the poison and they're like
That was
hissing at each other.
so weird. It felt like two cats trying to hiss at each other,
I
but
had
like
to
nothing was
explain
happening.
My roommate was watching with me because he was waiting for another show, and
Oh, I love this.
and I was like, "Oh, she's breathing on him because she usually has venom."
Yeah.
because she was just breathing on him.
I think it's really. Can you imagine watching watching them actually film this scene? I would not be able to keep a straight face.
I
I'd
mean,
be
I think
cracking up.
that's what it looks like every time.
I loved watching Doc this entire episode.
I thought he was
This
so
really-
great.
He really
You mean the first
brought
half
it.
of the episode?
I mean,
No, shush.
I loved when he hissed back at her.
I loved
Yeah,
it.
no,
He
it was
so
great.
funny.
He was going because we met
committed.
him. He's
Yeah.
a gentle guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He went a little crazy this episode, and we got
Yeah.
to see him be a bad guy and like throw his weight around with the other bad guys on his
Yeah.
ranch, and I believed him.
I love that holiday house thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was
was
awesome.
cute.
I was like, I could see this.
I like someone earlier in the chat was kind of saying it was kind of sad to watch everybody be so mad at him, and he's
Yeah.
still like, guys, this is not what it's supposed to be.
Right. Yeah, to see him trying to talk to dolls.
Oh, that
like
was
now
fun.
that they have a bromance, like
Yeah.
that was imagine like you go to talk to your friend and your friend's like, "Who are you? We're
Yeah.
not friends."
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
It'd be hard. Some people are kind of wondering why Nedley would have died, but it's crazy stuff going on.
I think that was just a reminder of just being like, guys, we're not good without Wynonna. I think it was a visual cue for like how bad things get.
I like that.
I think so too. Especially like demons are running the town without an heir. you know?
Yes. Then we have the Waverly and Perry scene where they're talking, and then apparently though she isn't fully committed because he did point out they've been trying to get married 3 times.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And then the person of murdered my father and sister, and then it's Bobo. That was a weird reveal, but I loved him being in the psych ward. That was just really fun.
Yeah.
It worked for me.
I did,
Yes.
I did like him tied up.
Yep, me too.
did.
I was into it. Super into
His
it.
hair looks like perfectly shaved too.
It was like newly shaved.
Yes.
It looked real good.
Real good hair.
I did like it.
Quick thought though, I was trying to remember it when I watched. When we have him in the flashback, his beard is all the ginger color, but did it have the white?
No, before he becomes a demon, he doesn't have the weird
Okay.
white chunk.
I think that's an interesting
And the
character
weird
choice
white
though.
eyebrow chunk. I just have questions.
Well, you know he naturally has white and gray hair in his beard and his hair.
Do
So I
they
think-
cover it?
Yeah, they cover it mostly. So I
And
think
they
they're
just
starting to
leave it?
incorporate it. The actor has a lot of white hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not like the way it is in the show where
I
it's
don't
like
know.
a weird chunk.
I don't know if maybe they're just trying to.
Well,
like,
no.
incorporate
There
more.
might be more, but they color the other bits
Sure.
and leave that.
That's fine. He looks great with it.
Well, there's some
I'm a
people-
big fan of silver foxes. That's not the point. The point is,
Give me both.
I'm
yeah.
just trying to understand.
Well, some
It's
people
getting
on their
real warm.
head hair have the one patch that's white.
Yes.
So maybe it
I
works
know
with
I have a
beards.
weird one patch of red. I get it.
Maybe he gets a patch every time he comes back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But some people are saying he'd been back a few
I was
times.
going to make
so
a very inappropriate joke, and I didn't. Let's move on.
it's okay.
So proud of you, Yael.
So we have the Doc and Jeremy hat exchange scene, which was adorable and funny.
So cute.
He's like, wait, give me that hat back.
I loved it. I loved how forward Jeremy was and how
Yes.
himself he was, and how Doc was like, just timing, dude, timing.
Yeah.
Like he didn't shut him down or acknowledge it either.
Yeah.
He was just like, we have to save people's lives now. I know I'm attractive.
No, I am doubting Jeremy's love for Doc, if only because then he hit on dolls a lot too.
I think
And I'm all, whoa there.
He loves them both.
Yeah,
equally.
I definitely love that about Jeremy because I can
He's an
relate.
equal opportunity.
Yeah, he's like,
Hell yeah.
hey, pretty
Yes.
people. Yeah.
Yes. Then we have the they point out how the spell made the team enemies, which is a good idea to
Yeah.
like really mess up your enemies. Just have them hate each other
Right.
if they're a team. When Doc gets shot, his death scene was like
That was really hard for me to watch.
So when
y'all.
both of them died,
yes, and Dolls' death scene.
I went, all right, so none of this is going to stick. Like, nothing is sticking.
No.
Please no.
No.
Because it wasn't, not that we should ever kill either, because I'm against killing any of our characters.
Same.
Amen.
But if we're going to do it, it's gonna be longer. It's gonna be more of an impact.
Yeah.
It's gonna matter more.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be we're in an alternate universe. We forgot about Wynonna. We shot each other.
Yeah.
I liked it because I truly did not expect it.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
Truly did not expect it.
It was shocking. It was good. Like,
I was like, what?
That was a little bit
What?
more graphic than I was thinking
What?
too.
yeah,
I was like,
both of
whoa.
them had bloody, like,
Yeah.
gnarly hits.
Yeah,
I just
especially
like
with
being
a shotgun
surprised.
to the stomach. I mean, yikes, you know?
Yeah. Somebody pointed out and connected to the previous time or alternate world. Nicole had her ring on,
Right.
and then we find out in the regular world she's married. That was an interesting reveal too. There.
Yeah, I like that she had her ring on. Although it feels odd that she would have her
Because she
wedding.
didn't have it on then before, and I don't think Wynonna being around would make her take it off.
Right.
So,
because
yeah.
Waverly's the one that
Yes.
affects whether that ring stays on.
I'm assuming it's the same person she was married to.
Yeah, I
It
was
just-
also going
Shay.
to assume that it was Shay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
assuming she's not taking it off because Waverly's not very super available. So she's kind of like, well, I'm not desperate and watching you every day at noon.
Yeah, but I also love the fact she even said, she's like, why am I still wearing this?
Yeah. Oh, and they have their little lingering hand touch.
Oh, I loved it.
Right?
Because they're soulmates.
So cute.
Because they're each other's lobster.
But then we still haven't found
Shut up,
out.
Yael.
We still haven't kind of found out the details of Nicole's. I mean, we know about the marriage, but it's still like, why didn't you mention that? It's
Also,
kind of
are
important.
you still married?
Yes, because they said it is her wife, not
Yeah.
her ex-wife.
Yeah,
so.
see, okay, I know I wasn't here last time, so I was like, is that still a thing? Did she just not, like, talk about that? Did they really get an annulment? I don't know how this works.
I think
I
they're
want to
still
say they're
together.
still married, and they just kind of left it.
Yeah, they were like,
and-
well, about.
Yeah, they're like, whatever, we'll just deal with it later.
They did it in Vegas.
Yeah,
Okay. Just the thought.
after rock climbing.
The thought that occurred to me was if they did it in a state where it wasn't legal back before when it wasn't legal,
Oh.
because who knows what year it is there.
Right. That's
then,
a thought.
Then it wouldn't matter, but they did in Vegas where I believe it is always.
There's a good, like, real world, like,
yeah.
technical...
I'm just
Be like,
just
wait a
thinking about
minute.
it.
Yes. We have the, oh yeah, the Iron Witch, we already talked about her. Oh, then we finally get Waverly saying I love you, which I did, and I guess we're combining previous scenes. Oh, when she says I love you to Nicole, essentially, because she's like, because I love you. But I understand why she didn't say it before when Nicole was dying of, like, we're not doing this now, because
Right.
it is the encouragement of, no, you're not allowed to leave.
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah. But it's hard to watch because then you're like, just say it. Say it. No. Oh, yes. Back to a Bobo thing. I said Bobo for the win when he had the straitjacket and he was like hitting people with the
Yes.
strings of it.
When he comes out and he goes, give me your boots.
Yes, I like those
and then
boots.
the jacket.
He's like,
I love that because as I said, I'm watching with my roommate who's never seen this, but like, he usually wears like this big old fur coat and then we see the woman, I go, yeah, he's about to wear that. It was so perfect.
Yeah.
And that is how Bobo would get his fur coat, is just take it from some lady.
yes, makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
And it fits him with his broad shoulders.
I'll find out how broad those shoulders are. That's my goal.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
find
We
out
could have a
fast.
whole episode where we find out about Bobo's broad shoulders, and it would be fine.
Oh, yeah, when we get Rosie revealing with her that she's kind of the double agent, that was fun.
Yes, I liked that.
It was very, gave her a lot of depth of an interesting character that she's not some baddie or whatever, and, you know, she cares about what's going on.
It also makes me wonder, does that mean Black Badge knew that she was being held prisoner? 'Cause she was chained to the table by Doc.
Well, if she's a double agent and maybe she knows, like, she's deep undercover and it sucks, but you're going to be a prisoner for a
She's
while.
chained to a table. That's a little different than deep undercover.
You could be fall in that category.
Okay.
I wonder.
making a face.
I don't know very much about that scene. I feel like I need to rewatch it, but I thought it was interesting that she was tied up or chained, and it seemed like she had been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's Doc's way of, you know, in this life, kind of being a jerk or a bad guy, but still wanting to protect her or have her around in a safe way in some way. So I feel like this was like Doc as a bad guy's way of keeping her safe. She was prisoner,
Interesting.
Sure.
but she was also right under his nose and under his control, so he could make sure that no bad revenants kind of got to her, maybe. That's kind of my very first instinct with that.
I like that.
Chat rooms point out it's been 6 months for her. Like she says, she's been chained up for 6 months.
Thank you, chat.
And then, oh yeah, the line from Rosita: "You're supposed to greet a girl, not point your shooter at her."
I do
Thank
like
you,
that
Heather.
line.
That's a good line.
I did like that line.
There was a lot of good lines in these last few scenes.
Well,
'Cause
there's always
I
great
know
lines
there
on this
is,
show.
but when you
This is
marathon
one of the
it,
most
you're like,
quotable shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was pretty much marathoning them all like
Yes.
yesterday and today to catch up. Then we have, the widow's not doing so well, and they're like, well, maybe the body's been moved and stuff, which was, I actually really enjoyed them like suffering through trying to raise their husband. Like the first time when the first sister doesn't, she's like, oh shit, you need two.
You need
Yeah.
two.
I agree.
like that.
think
I loved her braids too, by the way. I was like, oh no, I don't think I can do that on my own head.
I also really like that when the bad guys are like we've assembled all the pieces. Oh no, we need to do something else.
Yes.
Because it makes it more realistic in terms of like a bad guy has a plan and plans don't go the way they're supposed to ever. So the idea that like they have to struggle makes me happy.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I don't like that Bobo can crush the ring.
Right? Apparently, well, someone pointed out he's telekinesis because he gets it out of the widow. I'm like, what are they technically? Do we know what they are specifically?
They're the widows.
Yeah, like the widows. Do we know like what subspecies of demon?
No.
I don't think we've covered that specifically.
No, I actually, if I had to guess, I would think that they actually are
because they're not revenants.
not demons. I think that they are humans who have sacrificed themselves, like when a vampire turns somebody. They're like the new
Familiars,
kids
sort of.
who sacrifice their human bodies to become a part of a greater dark cause. So I think that their husband is the power, and they're not necessarily vessels, but like they're lesser than their husband, which is a terrible phrase.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they were previously human and they turned evil because they like signed a contract or some kind of evil. I don't think that they come from hell.
Okay.
I think that they're
I like
dark
that.
magic.
Well, speaking
Physical.
of them and their physicality and their physical body, a couple people are bringing up a good point. Why is one rotting and the other one not?
Mercedes is rotting and Beth isn't.
Well, Mercedes was tortured, right?
I felt Mercedes was too injured, and that was the result of being
because she got shot
fighting.
with Peacemaker and it injured her.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, a while ago.
Yeah, like
with Wynonna shot her, and she's like,
back.
"Oh my!"
In the episode where they were time stopped.
Yeah.
So I think that since then she hasn't been like they like to they need to eat a face to like or eat a person to get more energy or to,
maybe
like,
she hasn't been
replenish.
eating.
She hasn't been eating because she's been captured now for like 3 days, or however long, but 3 episodes. 2 episodes.
I'll
I don't
take
know.
that.
I'm confused.
Yeah, they're trying to make her weaker.
Yeah. So I think that's
They
why.
said plus Beth is way more interesting.
Beth has been well, she was
last episode. She was great.
she was so boring before of like,
Yeah.
she's the other sister, but now it's like, ooh, depth.
Yeah.
Which I'm so glad she killed another character. Our creeper dude.
Yeah.
Killed him, right?
Which creeper dude? Tucker?
Yes. She sucked his venom. I felt he died. I mean, I
Yeah,
felt,
yeah.
yes.
She killed him.
Loved it. She's so happy.
Yeah.
I think burned alive is rough, but I liked her eating him and like
When they were
Really
like,
destroying him.
you're a piece of crap. We don't need you.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Then what was it? Somebody else had a good question. Oh, do we think Doc is going to from SM 1999? Is Doc going to age now because he doesn't have the ring?
Yes.
Yeah. Which I liked Wynonna's discussion in that she's like, yeah, you'll just age like all the rest of
Right.
us.
Like he's now back to normal.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. I also think like the biggest problem with a TV show is when you have someone who doesn't age. And in reality, that's not a thing. So like that's
not what?
Unless you happen to have like 4 brothers that all look identical that are different ages, then you're good.
Well, yeah,
Just
at some
4?
point you have to justify it because after like 3 seasons their face is gonna that happened with Teen Wolf, right? They try to keep him a teenager forever and they were like, he's fully 32, you guys.
I think Pretty Little Liars, that's why they did a 5-year jump. They
Yeah.
went, let's make you closer to your ages.
Yeah.
Yes. So then we have the Barnes suicide plan was kind of interesting too, and like scary. Of you ready to die?
like,
Because
either this is going to solve the problem or we're going to die.
but they had all the Revenants outside, so I think they felt that
Yeah.
was the only option, anyways.
That was pretty freaking metal the way they went out.
yes.
I was like, oh, it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to make it happy and like back us far away for the explosion, but I was like, oh my gosh, they had to like inhale smoke and fire before they turned back to their normal selves. Like, that's just
why their hair came out the way it
I
did.
love the hair, though. That was so fun.
I thought that was cheesy.
I really like that Nicole's back in her hospital gown.
Yeah, makes sense. When did she change? So.
Right, like she's been in the hospital.
Yes. Then we have the... the moment with Boba breaking the seal and how they're not really affected when things go back. And then Wynona's okay, and then we get that creepy face cliffhanger. Like, we just see, like, real close on that face and see some eyes.
Yeah.
And
not a fan.
As in, like, it's really creepy?
It's real creepy. Didn't like seeing that to be the last thing that I saw before I went to bed. Thanks, Wynonna Earp. Thanks.
That's why after you watch scary things, you should binge SVU. You know, because that'll give you better dreams.
No. After I watch scary things, I always watch reruns of Bob Ross. And the joy of painting. It's true.
So what other things have we not covered? Because I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, that's it. And that's
while you take a minute to think about that, I want to tell you guys about... I have a few announcements.
Yes.
So first of all, I want to tell you guys about something amazing, plated.com. So although I don't eat donuts, sorry.
Which is rude and
I
terrible.
know. I do eat delicious, yummy foods, especially ones that I can cook.
Nice.
So I'm always thinking about my next meal. By the time I finish lunch, I'm already thinking about dinner. And Plated is the meal kit for people who love food. Yay, foodies.
I love food.
Right? I think that people go, oh, you're a foodie. And the correct response to that is, yes, I am. And you need Plated. So each week they will have 15 chef-designed recipes to choose from. You can get the Malaysian fish curry. I'm a big curry fan.
I love curry.
They have lamb shakshuka from Morocco. I was talking about that last week about shakshuka, which is amazing food that is from the Middle East, North Africa. It's such a, yum. I've never had lamb shakshuka yet, but I definitely want to try it. So you don't have to go to the grocery store because Plated will send you all the ingredients, the exact amount of each that you will need. And they're sourcing quality ingredients from great places. So let me tell you, you can get Plated yourself. Discover your ideal dinner experience. Go to plated.com/buzz to get 50% off your first Plated box. That's 50% off for a limited time only. Terms apply. See plated.com/buzz for details. That's plated.com/buzz. Plated.com/buzz.
They want to discuss Wynonna going into labor.
Yeah, or possible labor. Because there are some people that have, like, false labor.
False labor.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, where they're like, nope, not yet.
Yep.
Somebody else made a good point of... Oh, where'd it go?
Just sit here and think about Boba.
Esax, so Demon Clutie might need a new face. I wonder who he might take that from. I like that. That's very
There were a
good
lot
question.
of predictions. I think it was last episode with Nedley that people were thinking that Nedley would be the vessel for him. I really like that idea.
Is it a vessel or does he just need the face like the widows?
We don't know.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I assume he needs more than a face because he's not whatever they are. He's, I guess, a dead ghost at this point. So, like, I think his ghost needs a body. But I'm just guessing there.
Yeah. A lot of people really like the car. Throwing back to earlier in the scene is the car scene between Waverly and Nicole, which they don't really say a whole lot. But the line of "Yes, I do a lot of things to you." I mean, do things for you.
I loved that line. Gotta write that one down.
Like,
and I love how Waverly didn't correct her. She was like, "Okay."
No, she had a question of it, like, oh, hold on, what?
Yeah, but
she
didn't say no.
She didn't. It's true because they're soulmates. Okay. Do we want to get into predictions? Anything else on the episode? All right, let's get into predictions. I'm like, there we are.
Give me a minute. Jeez.
Sorry.
Hurry up.
Just got back to work today. God.
It's fine.
Thank you, Alexis.
Thanks, Alexis.
Quick side note. I love how everybody keeps shooting the widows with regular guns.
Yeah.
Thinking this is gonna be
This is
fun.
totally gonna work. You guys didn't know?
We know already that regular guns don't hurt them.
But punching them helps, which is funny. That does something.
I think it slows them down.
Yeah, but I also love the fact that Wynonna was like, gah, 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 like with her fists. Like, it made me so happy.
Yes. Well, because there's that moment where, I think, throwback, where Dolls is, like, going after her, and then, like, she knocks the gun out of his hand, which felt super lame, too. I'm like, really? Like, just shoot her. You know she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But, anyway. All right, predictions. Somebody pointed up, do we think Wynonna will keep the baby or not?
Oh, is next week the finale?
Yes, next week
Just to
is
be-
the finale.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
If people forgot.
So, I think it's really interesting that the hot fireman offered to raise the child.
Yes.
And I wonder if that offer will be mentioned to her. Not that she should, or right, because he is hot and useless. But like,
Well, it was the order would take care of the child.
yes, the hot fireman and his people.
Interesting. I think that they have to,
Though they've lost many members,
justify.
so I don't know how qualified they are. Just
Right.
saying.
To
they have
protect
to
the child.
justify a reason to keep hot firemen in this story. So
Yep.
I see that as a
I
potential.
completely agree with you, Amber, on that one.
You
for
think
sure.
it's reasonable or probable that it could happen?
I don't think it's
As a
probable.
plot device.
I'm just saying it's
Contract-wise.
reasonable. Yeah.
I think
Keeping the actor contract wise, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think they would let her know that offer was available. I wonder if he'll come to the hospital. I'm assuming she's having a hospital birth. I'm making assumptions.
Oh, I
about
would hope so.
it. She's all about the drugs. She's
Yeah.
like all the drugs.
Yes.
I think the baby will be born at the end of the episode.
Okay.
So like either it'll be false labor or like beginning of contractions.
It's a contraction.
It's a contraption.
It kind of is.
Yeah. Or like it will be strung along through the episode and the baby won't come till the end, so we won't know what's going to happen with it.
Or do we think the big baddie demon that's coming, or whatever it is, will take the baby?
Ooh, or will it take the baby's body?
True.
Like
Interesting.
Clutie will his vessel will be this baby.
That happens in a lot of like
Yeah.
demon resurrection things. Like,
Right.
I need a baby, and like,
Yep.
So we don't think we're actually going to see this baby because they're going to like sacrifice it or something, or no?
No, I think the
I
baby
think the baby's
will-
going to be around.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because I know
Oh,
it's like,
someone-
with children on the set and stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of...
I think we'll have a time jump
Yeah.
next year.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I do
Or-
too. It's going to be suddenly 2 years old.
yeah.
5.
Someone said, "What if take the baby like it took dolls?" Like that line that was in the episode.
What do you
Did
mean?
anybody catch that? Somebody
yeah,
said the way Black Badge took dolls.
Yeah,
Yes, that would actually make more
They
sense.
take the baby.
That.
Yeah, because I forgot about that line. 'Cause I was like,
Wow.
oh man, that means they're going to take it.
Because
so
then
excited.
the baby's gone, so we don't have to have a storyline about a baby.
Yeah.
And
Dexter.
and also and
Well,
then
the baby then becomes a MacGuffin, right? Where we're
Yep.
all chasing it.
then we have something to fight for, and it's
Yeah.
it's exciting.
And we still don't have a child on set. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all saving money.
Yeah, I think that's about
Like we're all
it.
producers caring about.
Well, no, I mean, but like we all know as people in the industry, we understand that having children on set is
Yeah.
hard. So
And an
I can see that
infant,
as a baby.
especially.
Yeah, especially a baby. So
You
I
gotta
feel
have
like,
twins.
Yup.
Quick question. I'm putting it out to
Yeah.
the chat. For those who saw the promo for next week, we saw that blonde woman. Was that Mercedes? Or who is that? That
Wait,
face
the
looked-
third?
No, there was no. It wasn't the third. It was just another like demon-esque thing, and the face looked familiar, like as though they took Mercedes, put her in a blonde wig, and gave her like blonde eyebrows. You know what I mean?
Wait, when was it? Which
In the
blonde
promo
person?
for next week.
Right.
Oh, I didn't watch the promo.
Yeah, that's why I take it to the
okay.
chat.
A lot of people are saying, or the Iron Witch will take the baby, and I can see that. However, I feel like the Iron Witch's storyline is coming to a close.
think it was
I do
over.
too. I
Yeah.
feel
That
it's
was
done.
over
That was
already.
it.
Yeah.
And also we see her remorse of like, I didn't think it was going to be this way. And
Right.
so like, I kind of feel like her anger
Yeah, the
has
chat
fizzled out a
agrees.
bit.
Okay, so it was Mercedes with a blonde wig and maybe blonde eyelashes or
Yes.
eyebrows or something.
Yes.
So
weird
something
looking.
happens to her.
Yes, at the door with Nicole. Yeah.
Yes.
So either that is her form or something. Like they become. I think the widows.
They become albino.
I guess.
Or Super Saiyan if you're a nerd like me.
Yes, that's a good one. I was like, albino's not quite right either.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
I like Super Saiyan. Another quick thing, though, we're kind of done with predictions, but you wanted to talk about a convention.
Yes, I wanted to tell all of the Earper fans because this is a huge deal. EarperCon UK is coming. It is in September. Please look up EarperCon UK. I think they are on Twitter at EarperCon UK. You all should know how to spell Earper. Thank
I should
you.
hope so.
Yeah, I'd be real disappointed if you didn't. EarperCon UK, unfortunately, we will not be there. But if you are in the UK, it's going to be in London, right by the airport.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
It's always convenient, so you
That
don't
is,
have to
that is
travel
helpful.
far.
I think that's really great. That was really thoughtful.
yeah.
Then, sorry, a quick note. Somebody said, good point. Viviana says something has to happen with that plate because Wynonna knows what to do with it, right?
Yeah.
good point. That plate, I feel, is going to come back.
I just want to say that I'm upset that neither one of us thought to be like, speaking of plates, plated.com.
Oh, well, we didn't think of the plate till now.
It's true.
So,
I feel like I want to just be done
Sorry,
with the
guys.
plate. I just don't care.
But not plated.com/buzz.
Yes.
Yeah, that's better because that actually gives me food. The plate gives me nothing.
That's not true. The plate got us hot firemen.
Ooh, Laura says, I'm thinking Demon Clutie inhabits Widow Mercedes. It's interesting.
I like that idea where he's like, oh, you didn't bring me a vessel? Screw this.
Well, that would explain some of the change then, too.
Well, so the eyes that we see open, right? That was a very pale face and blonde eyelashes or whatever. Like, that's, I think that turns into what we see.
I like that theory.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Anybody? Alexis, you want to add?
Alexis?
No. Nothing to add as of right now. You guys pretty much said everything I wanted to say. For sure.
It's a really, really packed episode, and it was really, really good for the pinch.
But I love that it was, even though it was packed, it was still well paced.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you on that, Amber, because I was like, wow, that's a lot of information for one episode.
And one of my favorite things about it was I stopped trying to figure it out halfway through.
Yeah, me too.
And I still enjoyed myself. Like, they were like, and the answers will come. Here she is. Like, I was like, oh, great.
What were you trying to figure out?
Like, I was like, wait, so if they're there, then where is Wynonna? If Dolls doesn't remember her, like, when you encounter each new character, you're like, well, how does that work? If Dolls is supposed to, like, I stopped trying to figure it out, and I just enjoyed the ride.
That's why I love.
That's how you should watch it.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, well, I try to understand.
I know,
I'm with you, Amber. I'm on the same boat where I'm like,
I try
let's
not to
figure
do
this
that.
out.
No, I
because
sit
I'm
back and go, okay, let's see.
Yeah.
And then sometimes things happen. For example, Rosita gets hit and we think she's dead.
Yep.
And I go, wait a second. She was just here last week. I'm confused.
Yes. Something else somebody said in the chat. I'm like, wait. The plate. Somebody. I think that will come back as an object. No, I'm sorry. I lost what it was.
Okay.
Cool. I think that kind of covers everything. Everybody's super excited for the finale. So stay tuned because I have an idea to propose to you guys after. So and stay tuned because we might have something we might do for finale. Where can people find your awesome selves?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Amber Plaster, and I will also be having another show here at AfterBuzz TV today at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for a little show called Game of Thrones. So holler at me.
Never heard of it. I'm Yael Tygiel, and I am coming up right after this doing the Dark Matter After Show, which is also ending next week, and then the Killjoys After Show back to back to back. So we will be here on AfterBuzz, and you can tweet at me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And for more information about EarperCon UK, go to EarperConUK.com or at EarperConUK on Twitter.
Someone brought up something else real quick too. Is like Mac AIDS Ald said, "What is Waverly?" We don't know that. That's the other one we didn't talk about. Ooh. Alexis, where can people find you?
Oh, you guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. Sadly enough, I will be missing the finale next week because I will be in Hawaii for my honeymoon. But I will make a video because obviously it's on Friday. You guys do the show on Sunday, so I will definitely be able to make a video and send it to you guys to get my thoughts on the finale.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And my name is Kari Lane. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And later on tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I have Box Office Breakdown where we talk about the movies came out over the weekend. I finally got caught up on a lot of movies, so I'm excited to talk about movies. Thank you again so much for watching, everybody in live chat. We love you all so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.